Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. Sammy here at Sammy J Stitches. Today is Thursday, November 8th. So if you watched my last video, you will know that I posted it this morning. This morning, but for you as last week. You know, that whole crazy YouTube time warp thing. Okay, so what happened was I was sitting here and I was about to start stitching and I went, last week's video was difficult for me because I had so much, one day at bingo I had 4 different whips I worked on. Another day at bingo it was just one. And keeping up with all of it, I was able to do it. You saw everything, but it was kind of a chaotic mess. So what I decided, at least for now, because, again, life's going to be kind of chaotic here soon, that I'm going to try vlogging for a little bit to make sure I get my weekly videos out until such time as it calms down enough to just film. I hope nobody minds. My vlog seemed to go over okay, so I'm not really too worried about that. So, tonight, bingo spun 10 numbers. We spin 10 numbers every night. Out of the 10 numbers, 2 of them were ones that were on my whips. One of them was on 2 bingo cards. So basically I'm doing 150 stitches tonight. So the 2 colors that were on my bingo list were 154 and 309. And 154 is on 2 bingo cards. So, but it's only on one of my projects. But that works out because it's actually on my one project that I have 2 of. So what I was thinking, because the color is 154, it's this font color. It doesn't show it very well on here because my lighting sucks, but it's a dark purple. Dark, rich purple. So I figure I'll do 50 of those stitches on this one, and then 50 of those stitches on the other one, so that they both get a little work. So I will check in when those 50 stitches are put in and I'm taking off the Q-snap. The other one is going to be more interesting because it's on Lady of the Flag. And I don't have very much done on Lady of the Flag because it was kind of a new start right before I got hurt. And the color... So one of the things I've learned for this bingo game, because they are going to be having it periodically throughout the year, is that not only do you need to look at the DMC on each one of your projects, you need to look at which ones are close that you can actually work on. Because, sorry, my back itches. Because this is what I have done on Lady of the Flag. Let me fold it so. That's what I have done. And the color, my guess is the color is in the flag. I'm not really sure because I haven't pulled it out or whatever yet, but it's over here somewhere. So I'm going to be working on this one most of the night just to get to the place where I can put the 50 stitches in. Not a big deal because I want to get some work done on this, but something to think about in the future to save yourself some headache if you play bingo. Mostly talking to myself. See how far you're going to have to travel in order to put that color in. Yeah. Okay, so those are what I am fixing to work on. And like I said, I think Lady of the Flag, it's going to probably take me most of the night just to get in the area where I need to do the 50 stitches. So instead of spinning tonight, we're just going to call Lady of the Flag my spin for the evening, and the one I'm going to work on after I get the 100 stitches in at Our House by Lizzie Kate. So I'm going to get to work on that. I will check back in with y'all here later. Alright everybody, I am not done stitching for the night. But I want to get some of my area cleaned up because it's time for dinner. So I thought I'd go ahead and show you the Lizzie Kate, where I got on it, so I could just go ahead and put it up. And maybe even give you a little sneak peek of how Lady of the Flag is going, but of course I'll need to finish updating you at the end of the night because I did decide it's going to be what I work on all night tonight. Just love it way too much. So, let me put this up. I decided, because I had this on 2 cards, I decided to do 50 stitches on each one. So, on here, let's see if I can, I'm very good at this. We finished Sorry. I had part of the R, I finished the other R, the Y, and then I had to come on down here and start We. Just part of the W. That's 50 stitches. See, 50 stitches can go really fast. It's not much, but it did make a difference. It meant I did something on it. And here we go. So then, I needed to do 50 stitches on the other one for another bingo card. And so I finished the O and did the whole R and started on the E. 50 stitches. There's a little bit of an L over here. I didn't, but that wasn't tonight. That was previously. Just go ahead and open it up. So, worked on both of those. That's not the right bag. That's not the right bag. Okay, well, I will find that bag and put it up. Here it is. Put it up here in a second. I need to find the other baggie of floss, because I have one of these baggies for each one, because I did a different color set for each one of the 2 that I did. Okay, so I thought it was going to take a lot longer to stitch my way over to where the color was that I needed. It looks like quite an area on the pattern, but it only took me a couple colors of stitching them. And the way that I did it, okay, so like I have, let me just show you. It's going to be so much easier. So I had the arm and the sleeve. So then this E color, well, the symbol's an E on there. I worked it. Now it meant I did have a space or 2, but it could be easily enough counted that I didn't have to worry about miscounting. So I did the E. And then that moved me into this color, and which moved me into this. There's 2 blues here. I did the first one and then the second one, which led me straight up into this color, which was the color for bingo. So I did that work and I was able to get there. That's 52 stitches or 56 stitches, something like that. So then, since that got there a lot faster than I thought it would, I've started going back and working on it. I filled in a little over here, then did 1 strand of skin, then a little bit more over here. I'm not sure where, but anyway, and a little bit more skin. So I'm doing 1 strand, or as much as I can go on 1 color, and then 1 strand of skin, and then back and forth and back and forth. So it will be exciting to see where that gets to tonight, because it's only 11 o'clock. I usually stitch till about 5, so I should get plenty done on it tonight. I will check in with y'all here in a little while. Good evening, everybody. It is Friday, November 8th. I forgot to come back and show you, I didn't forget, to come back and show you what Lady of the Flag ended up being last night, because I literally stitched on her till my relief showed up. I couldn't put her down. I did some 1/1 skin. I was like going back and forth. I think I told y'all that. So here's where she got to last night. That sleeve is way more full now. You can see I did a little bit of the green in the roses. This is like her neck up to her face. Here's some of her other hand that's holding the roses. So I really like the progress that I got last night. But I want to keep stitching on her. She's amazing. And I was watching a TV show and I was just so sucked into the TV show and the stitching that my relief showed up at 5:30 and I was like, I haven't put anything up yet. So that is that. I got 3 numbers on bingo tonight, all of them on different projects. Now I haven't gone through yet to kind of look where they're at. So I'm just gonna, and I was on virtual stitchers, but I can't record and do virtual stitchers at the same time because one camera. So I'm just gonna show you where each of the projects are at, and then I will come back after and let you know what I added. So you saw this one last night. It is At Our House by Lizzie Kate. The number that was drawn is on 2 of the bingo cards. And so I will be putting 50 on each one. I guess it really depends on where the color is, but ideally that's the plan. One of the numbers, which is only on 1 card, is going to be in Guardians of Notre Dame. My biggest concern here, wait, let me see. Okay. We got blue, purple, green, pink. Blue, purple, green, pink. Blue, purple, green, pink. Okay, I think the color drawn is in here, so no big deal. As long as it's not a pink that can't go in this one. Oh, I'm not even in the camera. Because, you know, we don't get that till December 1st, so if it's one of those colors, that might be complicated. Okay. So that, but I'm pretty sure it's a purple. It's 210. That's purple, right? Oops. And my last one, I drew 2 numbers on this one, and it's on my Dash Away Sal. You've seen this one recently. This is where I'm at. I don't know where the color is. So we will see where I end up having to count to tonight. And I'll be putting 100 stitches in on that one because it got drawn twice. Now, there was a special spin tonight. And I do not have the number on one of my cards. But I have insane cards. So somebody that did spin it on their card can choose to send me 200 stitches to do. I get to pick the color. They all have to be in 1 color. I get to pick the color, and it has to be in the in column on the bingo card, and then I get to daub that number. So, and if 2 or 3 people hit me, I get to do 2 or 3 numbers. I could very easily end up with a bingo if I get hit, but we'll see. We don't know. So, yeah. That's what I've got going on tonight. That's at least 250 stitches. Depending on if I get hit or where I end up with those, depending on what time, I may spin. If I do, I will come back and check in with y'all first, let y'all see me spin, and show you where I'm at. So I will see y'all here in just a few seconds. Evening. It is still Friday. It's about 10:45 in the evening. And I'm done with my bingo. I've actually been done with my bingo for a while, but we've been laughing and chatting it up on the virtual stitchers. So, you know. Alright, so each one of my projects. And then we will spin together. So on Dash Away, it was this dark blue. That I had to add in down there. One of these days I will figure out this camera and where it's at and how to maneuver for it. So it's that down there. I just counted down from the V like 4 or 5 times to make sure it was the right amount. And then went across 50 stitches. And 3750 was done. I thought it was on 2 cards. It wasn't. I had one of my cards was in my photos twice because of an error in the app. So I thought I had it twice, but I only had it once. Same with this one. So I said that I was going to, again, when I thought I had 2 cards, I was going to do 50 on each one, and then realized the color palettes for these are not the same. The only reason it worked out that way last time was because the font is, but everything else is different. So the color was on mine, and I had to kind of work my way down there a little bit. So that's why I added the 2 letters in the white border, and then these were my next ones. I stitched over 100 because I thought it was on 2 cards, then realized it was only on 1. So, oh well, got extra stitching done on that. So, I didn't work on the other one at all. And then, lastly, I guess I should be naming this. This is my Guardians of Notre Dame. And I had to put in a couple different purples to make sure everything lined up right, but it's this lighter purple right in here. So this is where this one's at. Got some major catching up to do. I've got a little bit in like 3 of the 4 blocks. So it's okay though, because it can still come up on my wheel. The one thing I haven't done with my wheel is I haven't been taking anything off of it. Like I said, if something comes up too much, I may respin, but other than that, let it do its thing. So I'm ready to pick my next project and get back to the virtual stitchers and laugh some more. So I'm going to turn on the recording and spin. I had it on short spin there for a little while, but that was kind of bumming me out. So here's a long spin, and what we get? Guardians. So I guess I will go back and work on that one. So I'm going to pull it back out, even though I just put it up. Oh, no, I showed y'all Lady of the Flag. Okay, and get to working on it. So I will talk to y'all later. And we're back. Okay, so night went pretty well. I kind of jumped all over the place, just because I felt like it. Tried to get some more border done. In here I got quite a bit. I think this color's, no, I'm got a little to finish right there, but then that color on the inside is done. I got all the pink done. If for whatever reason that dark pink color comes up on bingo, I'm going to be a little SOL, because it was already done prior to all this. I didn't think to check. I'm telling you, each time I spin, each time something happens, I learn more and more. I'm going to write a book on how best to strategize for bingo. Started on a little bit of back stitching, kind of all over the place, but here's where we're at. Quite a bit done, I feel like, considering I have 1, 2, 3, 4 months to catch up on. This one's almost done. I just got to do a little more border and back stitching. So that's where I'm at on that tonight. I also got something in the mail today I thought I'd go ahead and show versus waiting for another video. I don't know if any of you watch the Country Stitchers on Flosstube. I'm fairly new to them, but sometimes they come up with stuff that just blows my mind and changes all kinds of things. So they have this thing where basically they pick 2 of their subscribers to win something each week randomly. I did not know about that when I got drawn for this. Somebody had to let me know because I wasn't a regular watcher of their videos yet. And somebody notified me that I won something. I was like, how did I win something if I didn't ask for anything? Because they just pick through their subscribers. So this is what I won. It is Snowmen Through the Year. And so, like, that snowman has some 4th of July. Got you a nice little Halloween one down there. Looks like there's an Easter one, and then, of course, like, winter one. They're really super cute, and I don't think they're super huge. Let's see, 63 by 97. Not too bad. May have to stitch those up. So, and then with it, they sent their card. It's Liz and Deb at Country Stitchers. So, there's that. And they sent this Gotta Have It. Basically like a shopping list for when you're getting something kitted up. So that's pretty neat. I will definitely use that. So I wanted to show you that. That's my whip. Tonight we will be doing bingo, and then I need to do Secret Stitch. I have an ATC this month to work on. So, and then maybe a spin. We'll see how I feel. But anyways, I'm back at work tonight, and so it'll be all this all over again. So I will see y'all later. Good evening, everybody. It is Saturday, November 10th. It's almost midnight. I kind of hit the ground running as soon as I got here today, so I didn't. It's Saturday. It's Stitch release day, and therefore I jumped on Virtual Stitchers pretty much as soon as I got here. Like I said, I can't use the camera for both things. So I was like, well, I'll just show everything after. And that's one thing I forgot to say this morning when I talked about coming back and working tonight was, I forgot it was Saturday and the new Stitch pattern released. But before that, the bingo. We had 10 numbers spun. I had 2 numbers, each only on 1 card, but each of those numbers was on 2 projects. So it was kind of like choose between the 2. Well, both the numbers were on Guardians of Notre Dame, and I still had it on the Q-snaps from last night. One of the numbers was also on Spangled, which was close enough, would have been easy enough to do. I'm not sure about Lady of the Flag, but anyway, I was like, if I can knock them both off on 1 project, might as well. Plus, it was already on the Q-snap. So, don't you feel like you just saw this? So, one of the numbers was 503. It's this big batch of green right here. And then 3753, this color throughout here. So, I knocked those out pretty quickly as soon as I got to work. And then, right about the time I finished it, it was time for Stitch to release. Our captain of our team got a shout out this week. That was pretty cool. And then they released pattern number 5, which gave a whole lot of nothing away. I got a truck about to pull in. Hold on. I'm back. So, yeah, it released a whole, if you've got any guesses, feel free to share, because we added on these little doodads on each of the 4 corners. We added on the 4th leaf, because who couldn't predict that was coming? And then we added an E right here. Looks like an E if I get a little closer. So, yeah. I have absolutely no idea what this is. Part of me feels like it should really go this way. But then, maybe not. A lot of people think it's probably going to be upside down. I have a hard time thinking this, only because I feel like they did that recently, and there wouldn't be enough shock value. I may have already said that. So, who knows? 1 more week to wait. We have a team challenge this week. It is sampler scavenger hunt. So, we take our project, and we take pictures with something dangerous, geeky, sexy, wholesome, and expensive. So, what our team has decided to do is everybody's going to take whatever pictures they think they can come up with, whether it be all 5, just 1, anything they want, and then the captains are going to pick which 5 go to the judges. So that, and I just finished the newest pieces on this diachylon. I need to pull out my secret stitch and put in at least a color, a strand, a something, and then I may go ahead and spin the wheel since it's before midnight. Not quite sure. I will check in with you again before I leave for the night, hopefully, if I don't forget. And yeah, that's it. Happy stitching. Good morning. It is Sunday, November 11th. Oh man, I am so dead tired tonight. Okay, so I did a little bit of stitching on my ATC. That's all you get to see. I'll make sure and take a picture of it before I send it off. So the next thing I want to do is spin. So we're going to try doing that right up here. I'm trying something new, just learning how to do it, and let's see how it turns out. So forever and ever. I've worked on this a lot recently, and because it keeps coming up in the bingos, I will work on a color that couldn't possibly come up in the bingos. Here's where I'm at on it. Can you see through it? I don't know. Maybe if I fold it. So, here we go. Get a little bit of work done on it, because like I said, it's already like 1:30. Do a couple hours. Maybe hit up that ATC a little bit before I leave for the day, and then it'll be on to tonight. So I will check in with y'all here in just a little bit. It is that time of morning, y'all. I need to start getting cleaned up so that I make such a mess at night. I just have all my stuff everywhere, right? Look, I had tea, and there's the tea that made the tea, and there's just stuff everywhere. Anyway, so I should have gotten a lot further, but like my first hour or so of work, I had to completely rip out because I was one line off. So here's where I got to tonight. Got most of this leaf done. Yeah. So not as much as I would have liked, but definitely more than what I had before. So I'm going to put this up, put everything up, and get ready to go home. But I will be at work again tonight, so I will see you in a little while. Bye. Good evening, everybody. It is Sunday, November 11th. Happy Veterans Day, sort of. I don't know. Are we celebrating today or tomorrow? I don't know. I'll say it both days. Happy Veterans Day. We should recognize them more than one day a year anyway. Daylight savings is screwing with me. Are y'all having this? Woo. I think a lot of it's because I'm a night shifter. So typically when I would get to work at 6, it would get dark, between 8 and 9. I'd have like at least that first hour of daylight before I went and turned on my light plant and, got really down to work. And then, by the time it was truly dark, like the sun was completely out of the sky, it was like 9 o'clock. That meant I only had a few more hours till dinner, which marked the next half of my night. And then usually at 4 o'clock is when the clock would start actually speeding up, because I'm like in a rush to get as many stitches done in that last hour as I can, because at 5 o'clock I stop and I start putting things up. So that's how my night usually goes. And now it got dark at like 6:15. By 6:30 it was pretty darn dark outside. And so I feel like it should be 9 o'clock, and it's not even 9 o'clock now. And I've been here for a few hours. So, it's 8:30 right now. So anyway, I'm at a new location tonight, which I thought would mean I don't have any service. I do have service, which is kind of nice. I can, surf Facebook and Instagram. So I did try and jump on virtual stitchers for a little bit. And at first it was all good, but then they said I started sounding like a robot, and then they started sounding like a robot, and then I lost connection. So no more virtual stitchers tonight. But while I was on, bingo numbers came up. I dropped it somewhere. I got 3 numbers tonight drawn. Out of the 10, 3 were on my list. Unfortunately, one of the numbers, it's only on one card. I pulled out, I only have it on one of my projects. I mean, I went through every project, even ones that I hadn't listed all the numbers, because at that point I wised up and went, that's nowhere near where I'm going, or whatever. So I only have it on one project, and in that project there's only 12 stitches of that color. So there will be no bingo daub for that one. Then there was this one. This one also took a little bit of work because I really need to get something that I put on the back of my projects. Okay, so it's this brown color here, and over here. So these 2 were fairly easy, but then I had to work my way down here, so I had to do this purple. I realized a bunch of gray that I had done over here for one of my bingos at the beginning of the month were stitched wrong, were off. So I had to pull those out. So that's where I am on Mirror Mask. That's what I call it. It's the Mirabelle Minions Retreat 2018 freebie. The thing Nora gave us designed for it. So I'm about to pull that off the Q-snap. And then we're going to pull out our next project. This color is on one project, but it's on 3 of my cards. So I have to do 150 stitches on Foxglove. Now, I know Foxglove was one of the ones where I took the time to make sure that the colors I was picking from it were still available, because I had so much of her done already. And so it should be one of the pinks in the skirt. I'm going to work on here in just a few minutes. And then I will get back on and I will spin with the little, nope, it's over here. I mean, I could put it anywhere, I've learned, but there's always more space on this side of me. So anyway, I'm being a dork. I'm excited because I learned something new. So I'm going to use it a lot, and I'm going to drive y'all crazy, but it's cool. It's going to be fun, right? Something new on the videos. Okay, so also I'm hoping to keep vlogging until Wednesday, but this video may be approaching like 45 minutes very rapidly, and I try not to make my videos too much longer than that. At least when I'm vlogging, I can cut it shorter. So it may be uploading sooner than that. Not quite sure yet. So I'm going to get to work on Foxglove, and I will be back to show you where it's at and spin in just a few minutes. Alright, good evening. It is still Sunday, November 11th. It's almost 11:30. I just finished my stitching. So we added first some of this, it's this dark pink color. Filled it all the way up and then through here, and then down this way, and then some here and up here. So 150 stitches later, got quite a bit filled in actually. This is why I love bingo. So I'm going to go ahead and spin, even though it's going to, I'm going to stop and eat first, and then I will actually do with whatever I spin. So, I meant to have all this ready before I push the button. You're going to see it right up here. Up here. And we will see what I get to work on after supper. Foxglove! So, I will continue to work on this tonight. My wheel's been doing that to me a lot lately. So, yeah, that's really it. And I will check back in with y'all in the morning. Alrighty, everybody. It is a little after 5 in the morning. My relief should be here shortly because it is her first day and I have to train her. But I'm not holding my breath because, yeah, a lot of people don't like to show up early on their first day. So anyway, I'm going to pretend like she's going to show up here in the next 15 minutes. So I'm going to get all my stuff put away in the truck and play on Facebook until she gets here. The wind has picked up. The cold front is blowing through. My shack literally feels like it's going to blow over any minute. So that's been interesting. Okay, so here is where I got on Foxglove. I got a good portion of the skirt over here done. A little bit more in the middle, but mostly I tried to work in this area. So she gets more and more full all the time. Now I just need to finish this area, and then we can do some beading. So I will check in with y'all this evening. Bye. Evening, everybody. It's Monday, November 12th. Once again, happy Veterans Day, since I don't seem to know when that is. It's been a day. Oh my goodness. So this morning I told you that I was supposed to be training a new person. She never showed up. She never answered her phone. I tried calling a half dozen times. My boss tried calling her. Nothing. So we had to call in another guard, which means I had to wait for them to get up, get ready, get here. So I left work about 8 o'clock this morning instead of 6 o'clock. Which I mean isn't a huge thing, but it's just tiring and frustrating, especially since I had to be up early today because I had physical therapy. So I'm a little tired, but I'm off the next 2 days, so it's not as bad to suffer when you know you can sleep as much as you want tomorrow, right? So, and then on top of that, I get here and, there are snow flurries outside. It is 20-something degrees with a wind chill factor of like 0. Luckily, I did remember my jacket today. Heater's still working. Generator keeps acting up, but hopefully that'll stop here shortly. But they spun the bingo numbers. They spun 10 numbers. I got 0. I was talking to Connie on Virtual Stitchers. I'm like, what am I going to stitch now? Because, like, I stitch my bingo stuff first every time. So anyways, I'm going to spin with y'all. I'm also going to be alternating between the project that I spun and my ATC that I need to work on. So let's get this pulled up. See, I told y'all I'm tired. You should be seeing it spin right over here any second now. I need to remember it's on my bad shoulder. It sits right there. All right, and it looks like to go with the weather, we're going to work on Santa's Village tonight by Soda Stitch. I may respin at midnight because that one is a 1/1 project, so working on it too long kind of drives my head a little crazy. But we'll see. We'll see how I'm doing. So I'm going to go work on that. And I have no idea what else. And I will check back in with y'all in a little bit. Anyway, sorry about that. So rather than do that, I just had a lazy night where I did not cross stitch. And it made my night slow. It's 4:10 now, and I still feel like I've been here forever. But So no stitching at all tonight, outside of those few that matter not, because I'm getting rid of the project, or whatever you want to call it, restarting a project, I guess. So I'm going to put it in my kitted pile. Kitted needs fabric, and pull it back out whenever I get the fabric for it. I have too many other projects that I really want to work on to continue to fight with something that I fight with, so it is what it is. Okay, we're gonna quit. I'll be depressed about it some more off camera, and by the time I see y'all later, I'll be just fine. Tonight is my only night off this week. Technically, I'm off Saturday too, but we're going out of town, so it's not the same. I don't know whether or not I'll stitch tonight. If I don't, then I'll probably tie this video up and then upload it. Because I think it's far enough along, I don't have to wait till Wednesday. I was supposed to be off Wednesday, but I took an extra shift because I'm taking off Saturday, going to see some family for Thanksgiving. So that is it for this morning, and I will see y'all again shortly. Bye. Evening, everybody. It is Tuesday, November 12th? 13th. November 13th. I am off tonight. This will be the last video of the night. Well, once I check in after I'm done stitching. And then I'll be uploading. So, you should see this on the 14th. Okay. So, 10 numbers spun today. I got 4 of them. Each one appears on a card once, so no double stitching. I have one I'm kind of nervous about. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it to it tonight. We'll see how I do. So the first one we're going to start with is going to be to-do list. Here's where I'm at on this one. The color that I spun is going to be right after the word calm here. There's going to be a little motif in that color, and I will probably do the entire motif and hope it's 50 stitches. I believe it's the same color as this. So anyway, that will be my first project because I feel like it's the one I'm closest to. That one and the next one are pretty close. The other two I'm going to have to travel a bit, which means some extra stitching, which on a night off is difficult to do because I'm doing laundry and dishes, and I have to get up early today for physical therapy, my last one before I go to work. So, I might go to bed a little earlier than I normally would. My hair's a mess. I need a shower. So the next one is Welcome To. You can see I'm like almost completely done on the halfway point. Now, I know I've brought this up a few times, but I'm going to go ahead and bring it up again because I've heard a lot about it lately. If you trim your fabric too short, / don't have enough fabric, / I don't know, need to keep the edges from fraying, try sewing a little bit of fabric onto it. I'm actually going to leave this fabric here, and then I'm going to attach some to the top and bottom too. So, it's an easy way to fix that. Okay, so this light purple that's right here, that's the one I'll be working on for the bingo tonight. So I'll be working on a little bit more of the fence coming over this way. That one should be fairly quick too. Alright, and now, okay, on this one, I'm going to have to travel a little bit. This is Forever and Ever by Cottage Garden Works. Anyways, there's like a little like birdhouse right here, and it's the peg on the bottom. Plus, it's also a heart down here. But I don't I might be able to count off of here to get to the heart, but this over here I think is exactly 50 stitches. So if I can get to it, then I can get the stitches done. So now this next one, I haven't officially, I think I found where it's gonna go. I'm not sure how I feel about this because I had it on 3 patterns. In fact, I think I've discussed this the other day. What's with the evil look, cat? On Guardians, I finished the pink Guardian. The next pink Guardian doesn't come out to December 1st. And it's one of the pinks that I need. So but I had that done way before bingo. I shouldn't have put it on my bingo card for that project, but because I already had it done before we made the bingo cards. But whatever. It was also on 2 other designs, so it would have come up anyway. Comes up on Lady of the Flag, but from what I could tell, it's literally 1 stitch inside of her mouth. So I'm like, see, this is what I'm saying. I've learned a lot. I've learned that I need to check and make sure I have 50 stitches before I volunteer to do it. Spangled has plenty, but it's just going to take traveling a little bit. So I'll show you where I'm at on Spangled. I mean, we just barely started, right? Just a little bit of a start up there. So I need to kind of travel like down over here somewhere for a star that has the colors that I need or something like that. So this one's going to take the longest, I think. Of course, I don't like do full stitching. I can just kind of, you know, work my way down there. I think I've showed y'all when I did it on Lady of the Flag. But, you know, it's going to take some time, and on a night off, I don't usually have a whole lot of that. Okay, so those are the 4 projects I'm going to work on tonight. I also, I'm part of the Team Fireball on the Stiach, and we have a traveling whip right now that everybody is working on. It has arrived to me, but apparently it was a big enough envelope they didn't feel like they could fit it in my mailbox, and so I have to go back tomorrow and pick it up, which is kind of frustrating because they have these other sets of mailboxes that they could put it in and leave the key in your mailbox, and they didn't do that. And so I find it a little frustrating, especially because by the time I get up for the day, because I'm a night person, they're already almost closing their doors. So it's just a big pain in my butt. But I will pick it up before work tomorrow and work on it tomorrow night. I placed an order with Kelly at That's So Kelly Co. And I got some more of these. I was watching, I may have said this already, I'm going to do that plenty. I was watching Country Stitchers, and they explained how best to get floss off of a floss card like this, and it changed my life. So starting with all the new projects that I'm kitting, I'm going to be using these instead of the floss bags, because it's going to be incredibly easy. So these are reusable. I can write on here on permanent marker, wash it off with alcohol, rewrite until they literally just fall apart. I already have one because I received one. Well, I have 2. I received them with my Bitsy Bobs. Excuse me. My daughter's using one. I'm using the other one for Stiach. I never sneeze any less than 3 times. I should have known that was coming. So my daughter's using one. I'm using one for Stiach. And so I had written out the 4 colors that I needed for Stiach. And then when the 4th color released, I realized that the color I had picked wasn't going to work. And so I changed out. And I was at work. I didn't have alcohol with me, but I did have hand sanitizer. 1 drop of hand sanitizer. I wiped it off, let it dry a second, and then wrote on it again. Perfect. Works perfectly. And then you can write the name of the chart and your start date. So they're amazing. There's 9 of them here. They come in sets of 3 for $9 for a set of 3. So, that one's backwards. Bothers me. Okay. I'll probably be ordering more too. When I can. So, alright. That is it. I'm going to get to stitching because it's already almost midnight, and so, yeah. I will see y'all here in a little bit. Okay, good evening / morning. It's a little after 1 in the morning on Wednesday, November 14th. I got 2 of the 4 done. I'm going to take them off the Q-snaps, but I wanted to show you because showing on the Q-snap does make it a little easier. So I added in a bunch right there. It's actually like 55 stitches, I think. So that is where that one got to. So on this one, I don't know I've said this recently, but again, it's a lot easier to show on the Q-snap. I just have some white to finish right in here, and then I'll be completely done with the first page and working on the second page. So, yay! Okay, so I'm gonna take that off the Q-snap and put on one of the other ones, and then this one, To-Do List by Lizzie Kate. It was this little motif here. It's about 52 stitches, I think I decided it was. I mean, just barely enough. Lost of that color for this chart, but it's all done. So that's 2 of my bingo numbers done. 2 more to go, and they're the ones I'm gonna have to like work a little bit on. So I'm going to get working on that, and I will be back with you shortly to show you. Good morning. It is about almost 4 o'clock on Wednesday, November 14th. I did get all my bingo stitching in. It's going to be interesting to show you, but I did get it done, and I thought I was going to stitch a little bit more, but I don't think I'm going to. I gotta go work on some laundry and some dishes, and then try and get that extra sleep I was telling you about. Look, there's Rogue. Rogue! He just doesn't care. You might even be able to see my daughter's foot right there. Anyway, easily distracted. Okay, the last 2 projects. So on this one, this is Forever and Ever. I came and I counted down here to start the little house, and when I got here and I counted over, somewhere something got messed up because this is not right, but it's not gonna make a huge difference, so I'm not gonna go, I mean, like, I stitched the word first, so that would mean everything up here is off. But with the word kind of floating in the middle of everything, it's not gonna matter that much, and so it's best to count from the bigger stuff. So these are closer together than they're supposed to be, but that's not a big deal. And I started, there's a little black of the chimney. There's a little bit of stitching here that I can count 4 stitches. So, and then I brought it down, started with the roof here, went ahead and parked that thread. Move it out of the way. And then ran with the pink that goes all the way down the side, parked that thread, and then this is the color that I need to work on. So that's exactly 50 stitches, 25 per row, which I thought was interesting. So that is done and ready to get off the Q-snap. And here is Spangled. I really can't wait till I have some serious time to work on this one because I love it even more every time I pull it out. So this was what I had. I just did the half stitches counting down. I put the Q-snap too far over, or I didn't accommodate, whatever. So instead of moving it, I just, once I got to how the star goes in like this, that's where it's counted. So then there and then down. And you'll notice, okay, so like I have 2 stitches and then an actual X. And that was because that's where one of the grid lines was. So then I marked it on the pattern. And then I knew to count from there 10. And then I marked it by making a full cross. And then counted 10 and marked it. And then from there. So it kind of helped me not to have to recount every line on the line every time I lost count. I could count from those little marks. And I did that here too, but you can't tell because once I got where I needed to go, because these are the stitches that I needed for bingo, I went ahead and used what was left of that thread to start going back. So that's where I am. Isn't that just gorgeous? These stars, I'm in love with the stars. And there's a lot of them. So I think they said there's 70 something. So it's a good thing I love them. So, that pin there. So that is it. I believe I'm going to try and vlog again this next week. Because bingo is still going. One person has called a bingo. One person has gotten 4 corners. And I think we're not stopping until somebody gets a blackout. Not positive though. So, I'm gonna keep vlogging. Keep working on my bingo stuff first. Y'all, it's the end of the year. In December, we're gonna get a whip parade. We're gonna recount where we were for this entire year and start making plans for next year. Melanie Watkins over at the Soulful Stitcher group. She is the Soulful Stitcher. Her group is called Soulful Stitchers. Has already announced Year of Whips for 2019. So I need to start getting that plan ready. Just a lot coming up in the stitching stuff. Oh, as well as life, because this Thanksgiving's next week, y'all, and then it's getting ready for Christmas, and then Christmas, it is so much, and it is moving briskly. So, I do want to say thank you if you are new here, for sticking with me for, almost an hour. I hope you saw something you enjoy. Thank you to all my subscribers who keep coming back for more. Y'all are crazy. Hope you have a great week and happy stitching.